So, part two of my Norse family history. If you haven't watched the first one, go back. But we left off on Skuld Ben Woden. Okay, so Skuld Ben Woden, and you see the year right there is 237. Goes up to Good Odin Friedelsson. You get stuff like this, but it's like Odin A.V. Asgard, and then Frigg Friedelsson, like Frigga in the myths. Now I know what you're thinking, and some dude just probably wrote it down, blah blah, but that's why I'm trying to disprove it. So my next thought to disprove it was maybe location, and get a DNA test, have my location of ancestors where they should be, and verify it with my family tree, and it should be the same location, right? DNA says 62%, way over half, Northwestern Europe. That just kind of looks like a Viking right there, but okay. Go over here, and that's a Viking boat. And we are right here in Italy, going up, and there's my Scottish ancestry, just as it says. And it looks like we're on the corner right there of it being hot zoned, right on the line of the divide. Get a little bit of a better map here. Okay, so Scotland, Ireland, and right along the line here, it would be here. Hot zoned in this area. So Denmark or somewhere near Oslo. So I'm going to test a name here. Halfdan Haraldsson. Okay. So you see his years right there. 530, 650. Oh, maybe that's 590, 650. Okay, so it's bringing up this dude is a legend and can't be real. It's a fictional person. Yeah, it's nice. But, where? From what I'm finding, his family was from Jutland, whatever that is. Okay, so Jutland, and, that's less than 100 miles away from the hot zone, which is supposed to be, like, right here? Huh. So that's going back to 590 and through 650, but what about before? Maybe this links to this region over here, because this is my latest, and then this is earlier with the Viking Age, the origin. So the next dude that's supposed to be near Odin and Good Odin Friedelsson, it's supposed to be Friedleif Skjoldsen. Yeah, from what it says, this just looks like Denmark, too. The other thing that I'm finding is that's, Asgard territory? I don't know. There's a bunch of things that ties into it, including the actual Bible and Lord of the Rings. Go figure, but, I'll tell those. So everyone knows Gog and Magog, right? Revelation 28, God deceived the nations, four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog gather them to battle. And it's the great battle of Revelation, whatever. So, where is it? Anyone ever tried to research it? Only thing I'm popping up is Russia, and another person, gave a clue that it's Khazaria, ancient town. So Khazaria resides on the Black Sea, and you see how it's basically the whole kingdom, but it's hot zoned right here off the curve. Okay, so Black Sea, like you're looking at, and the hot zone's off the curve on Rostov-on-Don. Or it would be the town Tanais. Okay, so I got this page right here. What do the sources tell us? Okay, Yngling Saga. On the south of the mountains, which lie outside all uninhabited lands, runs a river through Svithod, which is properly called the name of Tanais, but is formerly called Tanskul, which falls in the Black Sea, the country of the people on the Vanaland or Vanaheim. The country east of the Tanskul in Asia is called Asaland or Asaheim, and the chief city in that land was called Asgard. In that city was a chief called Odin, and it was a great place for sacrifice. It was a custom there that 12 temple priests direct the sacrifices, also judge the people. They were called Diar Drotner. All the people served and obeyed them. Odin was great and fought tribal warrior, conquered many kingdoms, so successful that he was in every battle and victory was on his side. In other words, east of the Black Sea, there was a city in the land where it is rumored that the Aesir had once resided on Earth. They oversaw a group of priests who led their worship. During this time, Odin became renowned as a great and very fought tribal warrior. Sovereignty of the Vanir reached as far as the edge of the Black Sea. And as we see this little area right here, matches this little area right here. And Tanais is right there. So the description calls it, we have a glorious city beyond high mountains, murky forests, and mist of green plains, surrounded by high watchtowers and a grand crafted hall with shields and spears, surrounded by a giant creaking gate, located in the world of men, Manaheim, past the Black Sea on the borders of Asia near Turkland, and comparable only to the most glorious cities of Troy and Constantinople. Here's the area where Odin and his men spent their exile. Here's where Dietrich spent his time amongst the Amalians, Halfdan's exiled officer corps. And this little screenshot right here. Okay, and go down. Western region, meters to the 3rd to 1st centuries BC, a separated area with the small quarters with the narrow twisting side streets and passages, and the houses constructed according to tribal traditions. Western subject city covers 1.5 hectares and contains reformed towns constructed in sandstone into the Greek architectural traditions. Excavations started in 1998. Site was occupied beginning end of the 3rd century. The lower city, 2nd century to 5th century, is a fortified site of Tanais with walls. Okay, and it talks about a bunch of archaeology right here. If you wanted to go through here, just pause. According to a report submitted to UNESCO, the city of Tanais was founded in the first quarter of the 3rd century by Greek colonists, came from Bosporon to the mouth of Tanais. Rostov-on-Don, now Don, which was the area of habitation and migration of various tribes. Tanais quickly developed an emporium at the furthest northeastern extension. Second for the trade of the Black Sea, ringed with Greek-dominated ports and entrepots for trade, furs, and slaves. I know furs was a big thing for the Vikings for trading. Ancient historian Strabo mentions Tanais in its geography. Okay, ancient centers on the Black Sea coast, and finally it was born. That said, he found Viking arm rings, basically, and they were used as like a loyalty thing. So if you needed to do work for the king, you'd put on that arm ring, and it would show your trust to them. And it looked like some kind of band, you know. It was only at the very end of the Viking Age they decided to go way down to the Middle East. Why is Viking armbands being found in the 2nd and 5th century going down where they didn't explore yet? That was my question, but apparently Anglo-Saxons was the actual origins of the Vikings, and they went up to Norway and Sweden. But that's just hinting at more that place is Asgard.